Hi guys, this is Chuck and we are back in Planet Crafter. When we last left off, we had just built our base and added a couple items. While we were away, I took the liberty of adding another room to make it a nice even square. And I moved the power and the drill off a little bit away to give us some room to expand as the need arises. Right now, the next thing we have to do, it looks like, to make some screens, a terraformation screen, the blueprint screen, and it asks us to build a progress screen, but it doesn't look like we have the blueprint available for that yet, even though it's telling us to build it, which is kind of weird. But we're going to go ahead and build a couple of these. But this one will mount up on the wall, so we hadn't built that. And now we immediately have low power, so we're going to have to go out and put another turbine down. And that's something that will happen quite a bit on here. Is you're constantly trying to stay ahead of your power needs. So we might actually put. Well, I was going to put another one down, but I don't have another iron, so we'll have to get more iron. Let's see what we need for the other screens. Now the other screens are smaller tabletop screens. So what I usually do is build this desktop and then put those on. So to do that, I'm going to have to go out and gather some more iron. So I will be right back. All right, I am back. We've gone a little gathering. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to build this little desktop right here. And you can connect these. You can build another one and connect them into one larger thing. But right now we just have two screens unlocked to build, so we're going to build those really quick. Going to put this blueprint screen here and this energy level screen. Now that really comes in handy because you can hit that and it tells us how much power we have available to spare, and it's not a whole lot. So you can see if we build one more thing, it's going to put us over the limit. We're going to have to build another turbine. But pretty soon we should be getting the solar panels unlocked, and build those. That's going to give us a little more power. And this other screen here, it's a blueprint screen, will give us, we can kind of track our progress and see what the next item to unlock is going to be and at what level that unlocks. So we just unlocked the tier 2 backpack and we unlocked windows for the living compartments. Not going to mess with the windows yet because later on we're going to unlock larger structures and build more of a permanent base, and then start beautifying it at that point. But right now I'm going to go for this backpack. And then yeah, there's what it's telling us, my hydration level low. Now, eventually we're going to get a device that's going to extract water from the atmosphere, and we'll be able to get a steady stream of water. Right now, we have to make it from ice that we pick up outside. And also, it tells us to craft a food grower, but the food grower is not unlocked yet. So we're going to pretty soon run short on food. As you can see, we're already kind of headed there right now. So what we're going to have to do is craft some more oxygen bottles, craft this larger backpack where I need to get another iron for that, and we're going to have to start going exploring some of the crashed ships that are nearby, because you can pick up all sorts of supplies on those ships, including more food packs, which is what it's looking like we're going to need. And so in order to go exploring, you need these oxygen capsules, because we really don't have enough air to go onto a crashed ship and last for too long. So the other things we need to craft are the larger backpack, so I need another piece of iron, and we're going to need this flashlight, this torch, which we can go ahead and craft that right now. And looks like we already have that crafted. Okay, we did that the last time. So we're good on that. Just need to get some more iron to craft a larger backpack, and then we're going to start exploring wrecks. So I will be right back. Okay, I've gone out and got some more iron so we can get this larger backpack, which is going to help us out when we go exploring the wrecks. Now you can see we have a few more slots, and I took the liberty of picking up some cobalt because it takes 2 cobalt to make an oxygen capsule. And when we go to these wrecks, our air would run out on us before we get in and out of there. So at least we have now, we have some water, some oxygen, and we have 1 food left in here. We're going to put the rest of these items in the storage. And now we're going to venture across the way. Now, one feature I like about this game is the you can save anytime you want. So sometimes before I'm going to go exploring, I'm going to do a save really fast. That way, anything happens back there, you kind of get careless and you die, you can just go back and reload. But right, this is the closest wreck. Now there's several scattered across the map, and as we advance, we get more, larger backpack space and more oxygen, and especially when we get to the stage where we have a breathable atmosphere, and then we don't have to worry about air. But right now, we're gonna go into this wreck, and it's gonna get really dark in here really fast. So that's where you need the flashlight, and you just equip that. Now these you'll be able to deconstruct later when we get a better deconstructor chip, but right now that's not an option. So we come over here, we're just going to check out all these blue crates and see what we can find. It looks interesting. These fabric is always useful, and these seeds are handy, but we don't have we only got so much inventory space, so we're going to be a little careful what we pick up on this. Now that's a pretty big deal there, a blueprint microchip. So we get back to the base, we can decode that. And then these are purely cosmetic. You can pick up these different space suits, and we need to take an oxygen bottle. As you can see, we almost died there. So you can pick up these space suits, and when you're in your base, you can like build little mannequins and put the suit on there. Now here we have to deconstruct this debris to be able to get through to get back here, so we can check out another well, we just got a fabric and another seed. All these items here, just iron and aluminum, I'm not going to worry about picking it up from here because of limited space. What we're after in here is, if we can find blueprint chips or, frankly, some more food packets, since we don't have the food grower unlocked yet. So if we can find some more food in here, that would be really nice. And nothing there, but we found another water bottle, and I'm going to swap these iron in there. And, well, we can take the iridium, we can take the squash seeds, because when we get the food grower unlocked, we can grow those. We checked the small crate and another blueprint. So not a completely wasted trip. We are going to get hungry soon, so we're going to need to locate some food. Now there's another wreck a little farther away, but let's pop another oxygen bottle and get back to the base. Now we have a new message received, and we don't have the communications equipment set up in the base yet. So the only way to read that message is going to be to run down to the life pod and click on the message screen there. We'll get screens in the base where we'll be able to view all the messages that come in. We'll be able to put a dome, like a dish on top. Oh, now we got the solar panel unlocked. So that's kind of a big deal there. That's going to help us out with the power. Now, right now, the only thing that it's got telling us to do is to build a progress screen and a food grower, and we can't do either one of those right now. So what we can do at this point, when there's nothing else you can build, is the time you want to work on increasing your power. And we can also go over here to the blueprint and decode these blueprint microchips. So that tells us mining speed increase, which will be handy. And we can go back in and decode the other one. And we got agility boost, which will help us move around a little faster. So we just check out the agility boots need 2 of those fabric and 2 aluminum. We picked up the fabric. Now, aluminum, we don't have enough to build those yet. So it's not huge important at this stage. I mean, obviously we're going to want that for greater mobility. So right now, what we want to do is go out there and build more, another drill, and build a couple of these solar panels. So we need 2 cobalt, an iron, and a silicon for a solar panel. And looks like I've got the iron, and that's it. So I need to go gather some more materials. So I will be right back with those. And I am back. We are going to put a solar panel down now, and then we're gonna go check out another wreck. So let me put this solar panel down really quick. You can rotate them any which way you want, but it doesn't really matter. It's more just for aesthetic reasons. You know, if you want them all facing a certain direction, if you're overly OCD or something. And I'm gonna grab, at this stage of the game, anytime you see ice, it's just handy to go ahead and grab a couple and run in and make some water bottles so you don't ever run out of water. Your little guy gets thirsty. He also gets hungry. And that is one of our issues right now is our food level. So that's why we're going to have to venture out and find some food, because we got 1 left, and I also need to build another storage container. Eventually get these larger lockers which hold a lot more, but at this stage we just got these little crates you can build for 1 iron, so we can go ahead and put, you know, a couple of them down here. And now we can store more of these things that we're not going to need if we go out. So we have 2 oxygen cans left. We're going to want more of that. So we're going to need to go get some more cobalt, but I'm going to show you another little trick. That wreck up there is the one we're going to go to. Now sometimes, rather than use up a lot of oxygen bottles going, just getting there and back, we can make a, if we go out there with 3 iron, 2 titanium, and a silicon, enough to make 1 little compartment and a door. So we will run up there, and then we can carry those materials with us, slap that down right next to the wreck. That way we can dart out and catch a breather without maybe having to use too many oxygen bottles. But I'm going to go out and get some cobalt so I can leave there with some bottles on hand. Okay, we are back. Got a few more materials on hand. We're going to make some more oxygen capsules. So now we have the titanium, the silicon, and the iron in order to make a shelter. And before we starve, I'm going to go ahead and eat our last packet of food. And now this is where, you know, I do a quick save, and we've got 4 oxygen bottles, plus we can make a shelter. So we're going to head, and this is a little bit of a walk. You know, eventually you get the jetpack and it's a little faster. But right now, and you know, this is the running speed. If you're playing on controller, you can hit left trigger and you can move a little quicker. Check this chest out while we're here. Now, we got lucky. There was a couple food there. I never thought to check that out. We're still going to go check this wreck out, though, because you never know what else we might find there that's interesting. Might find some more blueprints, some more good materials that we might need. Plus, we're kind of just waiting on things to hit a higher level so we can unlock this food grower and the that other screen, the progress screen. We should be getting pretty close on that. Now, the other thing to make that advance faster, of course, you just keep building more stuff. So we build more drills, and so you're constantly wanting to increase the pressure, the heat, and the oxygen. So we're going to build more veggie tubes, more drills, and we get back from this little exploration. That's what we're going to focus on next. So right there's the wreck we're headed toward. We're going to run out of air. So we'll use up one of those. And then I'll show you my little trick when we get up here. And this is something you'll do, especially early game, when oxygen is always a major issue. Is we get right up here on the edge of the wreck, and then we are going to put down, like right here would be a good spot. We're going to put down a living compartment and put a door on the side. So now we can run in here and top off air. Another thing, if you look over here, as the planet warms up, this ice will melt, and that cave will be a nice source for more. There's lots of good stuff to find in there. You can even build extractors in there to get some of the minerals we need for later. But right now, we're just going to check this wreck out and see what we can find that might be interesting. There's already another food pack, and that's something we were looking for. And another seed, we'll take that. And we'll head on in here. Fire up the flashlight, and well, this wreck's a little bigger than the last one, so we might use up a lot of our oxygen. There's the other aluminum that we needed. Iridium is always handy, and super alloy. You'll need a ton of those later in the game, so get them wherever you can find them at this point. Now later they'll be easier to get, but right now you got to take them where you can get them. So we have another blueprint chip. Those are like gold early in the game because you can unlock so much stuff that you're going to need later. Now, and the other thing is when you deconstruct these, it's going to add iron to your inventory. So if you don't need the iron, the thing you can do is come back and deposit it back in these storage crates, maybe in favor of other things that you might find more necessary at the moment. We're gonna so here's a heater. Now the only thing, if we deconstruct that, we're just going to get the materials from it. It's not really going to do us any good. It might give us some more iridium. So we can always come back later for that. We'll take that seed. And we'll check this container, and it's more seeds. We'll take the super alloy and the iridium because we're going to need to build more heaters. So now there's another chip. So now we have to decide, do we want to part, we can drop an item in order to make room for the chip, because those microchips are really quite handy. And we've got 3 of them now, so we can go back and decode those and maybe unlock some nice blueprints. So we're gonna head on back to base now, and maybe we should drink some water and take another oxygen. And get on out of here. So even with having this, we still needed to be popping those oxygen bottles in there. But at least we're in a little better shape for food. And with a couple more to spare, we should be getting the food growers soon. So now we're just going to head back to base, and in our next episode, we're going to venture over toward the aluminum area, where we're going to start gathering aluminum, because as you can see, we need some for some of the items we want to craft now, and there's a whole area where you can gather a lot of it. And so that's what we're going to do on our next episode, so stay tuned.